Everything should be good. Well, aloha there, and welcome back to Gems. And we're going to finish up all this, all this info. Gonna wrap it up. We're gonna finish it up, so I can look through a bunch of gems. I'm gonna search up later on different types of gems under a picturesque list to see any ones that catch my fancy, catch anybody's fancy. Because, yeah, there's certain types of diamond shapes, gem shapes that I prefer, I don't prefer, especially in jewelries or accessories that can be really pretty or a little bit, I wouldn't say awful, it will be just intimidating for me. That's why I find it a bit awful. Especially if you have a really, really big diamond in a ring that is just too much. And let's see, I can go through. Yeah, value grading, cutting. But I could just skim through these. I remember I want to go thoroughly on synthetics, list of rare gemstones and all stuff. Treatment? I think I wanted to go a little bit thorough, not read everything about it and try to explain the heating, radiation, waxing, fracture filling process, but just want to go through it. But value, yeah, obviously. Value. Gemstones have no universally accepted grading system. That actually speaks to what I'm thinking. It's whatever in the time or where you are and who wants it, values it. That also goes with the craftsmanship, the cutting process, how it looks and stuff. But value can be either have a huge value because of recreational needs to resourceful needs. Diamonds are graded using a system developed by the Geological Institute of America, GIA, in the early 1950s. Historically, all gemstones were graded using the naked eye. The GIA system included a major innovation, the introduction of 12 times magnification as a standard for grading clarity. Other gemstones are still graded using the naked eye, assuming 20/20 vision, which that goes with some people prefer purity and where's it coming from to an extent. However, they could look at that and they either. It's just important because they want to put these factors, want to put it more accurate estimates whenever they sell it to people. That's with diamonds, and there's other reasons to have it, but yeah. More advice: the 4 C's, color, cut, clarity, and carats have been introduced to help describe the factors using the grade of a diamond. Yes, physical characters that make a colored stone valuable are color, clarity to a less extent. Emeralds will always have a number of inclusions, cut, unusual optical phenomena within the stone, such as color zoning, the even distribution of coloring within a gem, and Astera star effects. Ancient Greeks, for example, greatly value Astera gemstones, which they regarded as a powerful love charms, and Helen of Troy was supposed to have worn star corundum. So when it comes to ancient Greece and their love in astronomy and Greek gods, that's why these gemstones are very valuable. Cultures and customs. Yeah. Then we go through here, where usual gemstones generally understood to include those gemstones which occur so infrequently in the gem quality that are so sacredly known except for the connoisseurs. Yes, along with here. But it does show even the rare ones don't have much value. And that is very interesting because value, one legitimate reason to have things of value is because of its rarity. it's not abundant. Only very few people have it. It should be more valuable to have it, but it all depends on how how profitable one gemstone is, minerals, and what is it? It's not. It's like trying to describe the stock market where it ebbs and flows in its value. And people who want to make a profit about it don't necessarily want to skew against that up and down valuable. Want to make a profit. Dimensional pride and value are governed by factors, characteristics, and the quality of the stone, yada yada yada. Prominence energy medicine also value gemstones on the basis of alleged healing powers. But that's under energy medicine. This is a branch of alternative medicine based on the pseudoscientific belief that healers can channel healing energy into a patient and affect positive results. Yeah. Now, grading, there are a number of laboratories which grade and provide reports on gemstones. You have the GIA, the International Geological Institute, IGI. Then you have all these other organizations. It raffles between countries, regions, organizations, either for profit, non-profit. And yeah, each laboratory has its own methodology to evaluate gemstones. So depending on the value, they would try to conduct their own research to see what value it is, or how they should conduct it, because how they value gemstones, the minerals. Either if they really, really want to make sure it's accurate to them, or just want to take it to the lab and just do some basic tests, and pretty much that's it. Gem dealers are aware of the difference between gem laboratories and will make use of the discrepancies to obtain the best possible certificate. Yeah, it goes with some controversies with that. Cutting and polishing. A few gemstones are used in gems and the crystal or other forms in which they are found. Most, however, are cut and polished for usage as jewelry. The two main classifications are stone cuts as smooth, dome-shaped stones called cabochons, and stones which are cut with a fastening machine by polishing small flat windows called faucets at regular intervals at exact angles. Stones which are obscure or semi-obscure, such as opal, turquoise, varicite, etc., are commonly cut as cabochons. So depending on the properties or as followed, they're cut in a certain way. Gems that are transparent are normally faceted, a method that shows the optical properties of the stone interior to the base advantage by maximizing reflected light, which is perceived by a viewer as sparkle. Alright, now let's get to color. The colors. Let me try with my other voice. The color of any material is due to the nature of light itself. Daylight, often called white light, is all the colors of the spectrum combined. When light strikes a material, much of the light is absorbed while a smaller amount of a particular frequency or wavelength is reflected. The part that is reflected reaches the eye as a perceived color. A ruby appears red because it absorbs all the other colors of the white light while reflecting the red. And let's look at pictures. Nearly 300 variations of diamond color exhibit in the floor display at the Natural History Museum in London. Let's get a big picture and let me scroll up, because while I was reading, I'm starting to realize I'm getting into reading everything. I'm trying to understand it and forgot to look at the pictures and descriptions above. Or I probably will just do that. I will just go back and look at the pictures if I'm not really into the paragraph. But I gotta do that once I finish up with the paragraph. And yeah, you have everything displayed. In this angle, it's not. Honestly, it looks pretty same because of the lighting. Getting close up, or hell, if you could touch it, yeah, that will be much more interesting to actually learn ways of it. Yeah, sometimes museums that have gemstones, they don't allow you to touch it, and That's one of the ways to figure out how a gem it felt and feels, especially when it comes to looks. Especially if you want to put a ring next to a gem. No, you want to put a finger where you want the ring to be next to the gem and see how it will look, contrasting your fingers and your hand. Raw sapphire stones stored in rural commercial cutting plant in Thailand or organized. And a diamond cutter in Amsterdam in the Netherlands in 2012 doing the process of diamond cutting using a hand cutting tool instead of using machines. Well, make all of synthetics. Yeah, there's these pass through Spanish emerald and gold pendant at Victoria and Albert Museum. Let me guess, UK. So yeah, in London is the world's largest museum of applied arts, decorated arts, and design, housing a permanent collection of over 2.27 million objects. It was founded in 1852. Yeah, that's a really old museum, 1852. Yeah. And then you have emerald, gold, amethyst, and pearl pendant about 1880. Pascual Novisme 1844 and through 1914 via museum number M.36-1928. I take it with a nomenclature of 1928. That's the year when this was put down display. That's a gish. It's a gish. Yeah, I already gone through here. Let's look at this one. A variety of semi-precious stones. Yeah, because the semi-precious stones actually around this. I like that. Well, it is a close-up of the gems, so I could clearly see the colors and the shades. But I also like how it is wrapped around. After all, going with the ring fingers for jewelry or necklaces or on the neck or even wristbands or any other accessories that's attached. Yeah, it's a perfect indicator to show how pretty it looks. A material which is mostly the same can exhibit different colors. For example, ruby and sapphire has the same primary chemical composition. Both are the conundrum, but exhibit different colors because of the impurities. Yes, the difference in colors based on the atomic structure of the stone. For example, beryl, which is colors and pyramid. Yes, that goes with there. Okay, yeah. Now let me read this to y'all. Some gemstone treatments make use of the fact that these impurities can be manipulated, thus changing the color of the gem. So manipulated, thus changing the color of the gem. So to understand that, you could understand that the impurities or how it's formed really does change the colors when it's reflected to light. Going back to this picture, that's why I'm not appeal about it, because I don't really know what color it is because of the reflection of the light, because of this dim lighting in the museums. And I know that because in museums, some don't have the good lighting, which, man, you really want to appeal people. Yeah, I just want to talk about museum stories. I don't want to talk about my museum stories right now. Alrighty, treatments. Now, this is the one I want to go more thorough. Gemstones are often treated to enhance the color or clarity of the stone. Depending on the type and extent of treatment, they can affect the value of the stone. Some treatments are used widely because the resulting gem is stable, while others are not accepted, most commonly because the gem color is unstable and may revert to the original tone. And yeah, this goes with also the cutting and the craftsmanship process of these gemstones. However, they're requiring more workarounds. After all, it's a challenging feat to try to add some craftsmanship in the diamond, and trying to make a perfect diamond without screwing up. Heat. Heat can be either improve or spoil gemstone color or clarity. The heating process has been well known for the gem miners and cutters for centuries. Yep. Most century is made by the amethyst. A stone partly amethyst and partly okay. Nearly all transfers is heated at low temperatures to remove brown undertones and give a more desirable blue or purple color. So this one is an example of how there's different properties for particular gemstones that they need to apply when doing the heating process. This is one of them with tanzanite. So, tanzanite is a group of gemstones. A considerable portion of all sapphire and ruby is treated with a variety of heat treatments to improve both color and clarity. Now, that all depends on the impurities, meaning how is it formed and when it was cut down, either from a rock ore or when it was its own lonesome in the wild. When jewelry contains diamonds is heated for repairs, the diamond should be protected with a boric acid. Otherwise, the diamond, which is the pure carbon, could be burned on the surface or even burned completely up, which will ruin the diamond, and it can't be sold. They do not have the protected from burning. They do not have to be protected from burning like a diamond, although the stones do not need to be protected from the heat stress fracture by immersing the part of the jewelry with stones in the water when metal parts are heated. Well, that's one thing. Now let's go with radiation. Yeah, that's not sites are strong. Virtually all blue topaz, both in the lighter and darker blue shades, such as London blue, end quote, has been irradiated to change the color from white to blue. Most green quartz or verde is also irradiated to achieve that yellow-green color. Diamonds are irradiated to produce fancy colored diamonds, which can occur naturally through rarity in gem quality. And yeah, it's just a little small section, but it does show how there's a bit of radiation making these jewelry perfect. Waxing oiling. Emeralds containing natural feathers are sometimes filled with wax or oil to disguise them. This wax or oil is also colored to make the emerald appear of better color as well as clarity. Turquoise is also commonly treated in a similar manner. Now, fracture filling has been in use with different gemstones such as diamonds, emeralds, and sapphires. In 2006, glass-filled rubies received publicity. Rubies over 10 carats to G's with large fractures were filled with lead glass, thus dramatically improving the appearance of larger rubies. In particular, such treatments are fairly easy to detect. Now, synthetic and artificial gemstones. Synthetic gemstones are distinct from imitation or simulated gems. Synthetic gems are physically, optically, and chemically identical to the natural stone, but are created in a laboratory. Imitation or simulated stones are chemically different from the natural stone, but may appear quite similar to it. They can be more easily fractured. Manufactured synthetic gemstones of a different mineral with spinel, glass, plastics, resins, or other compounds. Examples of simulated or imitation stones include cubic sapphire composed of cinnamon oxide, synthetic malachite, and uncolored synthetic chronomer spinels, all of which are diamonds. So the silicates imitate the look and color of the real stone, but poses neither the chemical nor physical characteristics. In general, all are less hard than diamond. Mosaic actually has a higher reactives index than diamond, and then present besides equivalent size and cut diamond will show more fire. Hence why these diamond organizations want to do all these tests. They want to also compete against synthetic, and because that's a competition. And for a business where it's for profit, you want to make sure your products are being sold. So yeah, we go through here. Cultures, synthetic or lab conditions are not limited. Yes, we already understand that. For example, diamonds, rubies, sapphires. Okay, goes through there. Whether a gemstone is a naturally stone or synthetic, the chemical, physical, and optical characteristics are the same. They're composed of the same mineral and are colored by the same traces. Materials have the same hardness and density and strength and show the same color spectrum, refractor index, and brief fringes, if any. Lab-created stones tend to have more vivid colors since impurities common in natural stones are not present in the synthetic stones, meaning they could also cut down the labor process in cutting the craftsmanship of that, because you don't have to worry about impurities. It's all grown naturally in the lab, or it's very pure because it's from a lab. It has all its basic properties that people, care about. It's just not a natural one. It doesn't have the other craftsmanships because it doesn't go through the process of radiation, waxing. But, that goes with why people like gemstones, particularly diamonds, in the first place. It's because in the surface, in the end of the day, if it is a pretty item, jewelry, then people want to have it. Synthetics are made free of common naturally occurring impurities and reduce gem clarity or color unless intentionally added in order to provide a more drab natural appearance or is deceived in a seller. Yeah, so it's also pissing off some people in the industry. On the other hand, synthetics often show flaws not seen in natural stones, such as emitted particles of corroded metal from lab trays used during synthesis, which, that shows there is imperfections because it's grown in a lab. So there's human error. But then again, natural diamonds are not that pure either. So that's the case. List of rare gemstones. So we have a good list of these. I also want to open one on the side. Yeah, well, let's look at Pinot. I'm not gonna read their descriptions, but I just want to put down what I see in the screen for all y'all here. The picture and stuff. Painite looks like a rock, but a dirty rock. It looks like a poop rock, but it's rare, so people like it because it's rarity. Oh, Hobonite. It looks like looks a little bit like gold. Like a toasted gold rock. Now let's go to red pearl. Oh, I actually like this, especially in the lighting. It's like a piece of jello. And yeah. Yeah. These are rarity gems. Gemry Javite. So it's two names to one. It looks like hard peanut butter. I don't know why it looks like it. And then you have the rest. Let's go. These last. This one and then the last two. Chambersite. All the color looks like. Jello, prone jello. I ate it. Didn't feel good. This one looks just like salt. But hey. Ooh. Surrender bite. Oh. Actually, this one looks cool. Extremely rare silicon mineral that was first discovered in 1902. So, yeah. There's still more gems to be discovered naturally, not just synthetically or discovered because it was made in a lab, but still. Does show how this is an evolving interest. Now, I already finished up with that. I got these two links. So one is actually from the IGS website itself. It talks about gist of it, but we're just gonna look through the pictures for Dynamite, Agate. And there's still all that stuff. They have it in jewelries and stuff. Like stuff, figurine, an ornament, or just by itself. Oh, necklace. Shows how small this is. And that taste. Nice. Lighting is important because this one looks brighter than this one, but magnification, how it looks, how it's presented, especially this looks like just gold. Crusted gold all together suit. So it does show a person's craftsmanship is valued. Yeah, all these colors, all these differences, people like these. And yeah, they're all pretty. Now, should I go more into this? Cerullite, a little known gem material, is truly exquisite. Color sky blue cerullite takes a very high polish. Alright. Well, you have all this stuff. Yeah, more. Coral. Cool. I actually have prodigious ornaments. Coral is an external skeleton of a tiny plant-like marine animal called the coral poly. So yeah, that's the thing about gemstones, minerals and stuff. They can even come from animals. Well, how they classify it, but you know that goes to show how this realm is that diverse. But yeah, at least I actually know that some of these organization sites actually have their own things. I didn't know much about these organizations. There's just so much to keep. I'm not going to remember off the top of my head, but at least I know they exist. They have their own resources, their own websites, official websites. And yeah, I could learn a little bit more about just going back to the wiki. Now, this one just shows overall basic gemstones through A to Z. So the most popular ones like aquamarine, then lapis lazuli is, it's very similar to blue in Roman. I'm not sure if that's a Latin name. Latin way to say blue. But yeah. There's also ruby, turquoise, emerald. Yeah, just more of these. Below is alphabet names found in the database. Should I go more into this? Nah, I don't. Not much time. And they want me to go more to their website to do it, but this is the time right now. Yeah. I should go back to the wiki and see if there's anything else. Gemology. Let's see more about this. Gemology is the science of dealing with natural and artificial gemstone materials. Yeah, we've already gone through. Well, I've gone through part of this. Talks about history. It talks about other stuff. How everything is tested, formed, using the machine. People use a diamonds versus the naked eye. You don't have to do that because these gems, you know, they're not really useful resources. There's not so much abundant now, so it's mainly recreation. So you can test it, you cannot. Some jewelers and many non-jewelers are academically trained geologists and are qualified to identify and evaluate gems. Now that's something to know. Some and many non-jewelers, but it's not all of them, because we understand all the way from the days of prospecting that people have collected gems mainly because they're interested, and that's pretty much it. And I'm finished with this. Next time, I'm gonna finally go with something more history based. That's something I like to look at. But I'm glad that I'm able to be very diverse in whatever I'm streaming and talking about. But anyhow, aloha.